Hello, my name is Raina and this is a series I do called I Like It Hard. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time because really this is not a priority in my life, but something happened and I thought it was really interesting and I thought maybe you'd be interested. And so something I've never actually touched on any of my internet platforms is the fact that I was raised with around this dialect, and so it literally just rests under my tongue at any given time. And people you often say, "Oh, you do a really great British accent," and I don't even realise when I'm doing it. But it's just something that's part of my vocal theatrics, I guess you could say. It's not even. I don't think about it when this happens. But I'm not actually from England, and but again, it was something that was instilled in me when I was very, very young. And but in addition to that, in addition to being raised around this voice, I also had an affinity for the BBC. And because I had an affinity for the BBC, I grew to be a rabid, absolutely fabulous fan. And because of that, I kind of searched out just about everything I could find that involved the cast and the creators of that show. So when I was about 13 years old, I went to one of those, I was with my dad and we were in one of those video stores at the back of like a grocery or drugstore or something like that, and I saw Cold Comfort Farm there, and I picked it up and I rented it, and it was all, that's my phone, I'm just going to ignore it. I picked up Cold Comfort Farm and I watched it and I hated it at the time, but I was probably 13 or 14 years old, so it's not... I'm really interested to revisit it. I actually haven't watched it yet. But the reason why I'm doing this video is that when I opened it up to inspect it and see if it was going to play in my VCR, I found all of these notes. It's really interesting because now it's as if someone did a large dissertation on certain aspects of the film, and it's dated. This is from 2014, so this is fairly recent, which I love that someone was actually had their hands on this copy of this film and was actually like cared enough to look. There's multiple sheets of paper, back and front, notes. They've whited things out and corrected themselves, and I have no idea. It's just, but this is one of the reasons why I love hard copies of things and the actual act of going and physically buying something, especially something that's changed hands so many times. Like you buy a book from a used bookstore and you find a picture stuck in it, or you look at someone else's notes in the margins. It's just history, and this is so interesting to me. Like, someone liked this film enough, or multiple people, because some of this handwriting looks different. It was just really, 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 and it's all different. It's all on different stock, and like this, like it's just like, look at it. It's just so weird that. So this one's 2014, and then this one's 2011, and so this, I don't even know how do you explain this? Like, it's really, it was I found a little bit of treasure in this film that I had honestly forgotten all about, and then I saw it and I was like, I remember this, and I remember not liking it. But see, back then at 14, all I wanted was Joanna Lumley. That's all I wanted to see. I didn't care about that Rufus Sewell and Ian McKellen is in this, and now I didn't appreciate Ian McKellen at 13, but I do now. I'm a massive Ian McKellen fan. He's wonderful. So I can't wait to watch this again. But this video is about more about the idea that if you only consume digital media, you're gonna miss out on some of the things like this, like some of these little, like it's so strange and interesting that like this is an entire list of the cast and the notes, and like why someone liked this so much that they revisited this in this way years later, and it's just really, really neat. But that's really the reason why I like to do these videos. I know it's been a really long time since I've done one of these, and probably there's 16 people who actually watch these. Well, where'd you go? We probably don't even care. But it's just really, I love stuff like this. I remember when I was a kid, I bought this book on fairies, one of those, I forget, those big coffee table books with the illustrations, and it tried to give you like a realistic idea of what these fairies are and the delegations of different fairies. There was one on gnomes as well, and I think one on trolls and all that. But in the back of this book, it was just a giant picture of nurses. And then in the very center, it was all women, and then in the very center, there was one male nurse. And I just always thought it was a great picture. I still have it somewhere. But just things like that, where I love running into stuff like this. Like someone loved this so much, and so fairly recently, where people don't really watch VHS tapes anymore, and I think there's a certain group of people who do, but that's it, and it's just really interesting, and I can't wait to watch this again. I'm sure I'm going to love it because it's right up my alley. It sounds like it's very Vicar of Dibley, which is another one of my favourite things in the whole fucking world. But anyway, that's it, really. I know I might look a bit different and sound a bit different today. I got my hair slicked back because it's a mess, and I've got this lipstick on because I bought a new shade and I was trying it out, and then I bought this tape, and all these papers fell out of it, and I thought it was really interesting and neat, and that's it. I hope you're having a good New Year, and I'll see you eventually, maybe, if something like this happens again, and cheerio.